going on, Pokemon GO trainers? Welcome to episode 138 of Lured Up, the podcast where we take Pokemon GO way more seriously than we do ourselves. Lured Up is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is Wednesday, July 1st, 2020. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-host, Adam Tuttle.
Hey, everyone.
Adam, hello. What's up? How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing as good as I possibly can. My son broke his arm on Monday.
Dude, man, this is... I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, man. I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's just a weird...
It's so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he was like playing Minecraft. He jumped on a chair at his mother's house and he slipped and fell. Rushed him to the emergency room. And the next day he went to the orthopedics and they were like, "Did they tell you how bad it was? He's going to need surgery."
Oh, poor boy.
And then this morning at 7 a.m., he had surgery. But he was a champ. He was fantastic. I can't say that enough. Even the doctors were like, "Wow, he is a champion."
All right. Well, we're gonna wish him the best. Everyone, please send positive vibes to Adam's little son for a speedy recovery, because I can't imagine, man. I've never, I've been fortunate in my life, man. I've gotten hurt bad, but I've never broken like an arm or a leg or anything like that. I've broken my nose 4 times. I broke a collarbone. I broke a rib. I broke toes. I broke my, all that kind of stuff, but never like anything major. I mean, I broke my tailbone, so I mean, there's like, I've busted some stuff up, but never anything that required like a cast.
I was skateboarding once and I had a cast, but it was like something in my wrist.
It's got to stink.
Yeah.
Man. So, all right. Well, best of speedy recoveries to your boy, man. I'm sorry that you've had a rough go at it the past couple days. I can only imagine. It's got to be that's got to be brutal as a dad.
We are definitely here to talk Pokemon Go, though.
We are, and we got some awesome news this week.
Awesome news.
We'll start out, as usual, by recapping the week, including the Bug Out event, the Kricketot Spotlight Hour. We had our final Zekrom Raid Hour today, so we'll break all that down. We'll prep you for the upcoming events of the week, including the first GoFest Weekly Challenge for skill and the 4th Anniversary Challenge and some other stuff that goes along with that. We'll talk about all that. Kyurem was announced as the next 5-star raid boss. We kind of knew this was coming.
Kyurem.
Typically, when these trios are released, they'll do them one after another. So we started with Reshiram, then we had Zekrom. Kyurem's the clear follow-up, but they also gave us dates for all the July Spotlight Hours and what they're going to be, so we'll run through that whole schedule.
Kyurem's the ice type on the raid cake.
Exactly. I'm actually pretty excited for this because there was a little bit of a teaser in the text of the blog post, and we'll talk about that in a minute when we get there, but I'm really excited for that. We've got more teasing from Team Go Rocket. We saw the balloon in some of the key art over the past couple of weeks. We've got more teases, a little bit more directly this time. We'll talk about what all that could mean, and we'll wrap up with...
Don't tease me, Team Rocket.
An awesome conversation about a blog post that Niantic proper put out where they kind of talked about a new partnership and some future plans that took a lot of people by surprise, and some really exciting stuff in there. So we'll talk about that. But Adam, why don't we start off by recapping the week, everything that's kind of happened. It's kind of, it's like, I know GoFest is on the horizon, so this week kind of felt a little weird.
Yes. This week felt like the calm before the storm, the GoFest storm, we should say. We just had the Bug Out event, which was a ton of fun. With everything that happened, I didn't essentially get to have full time playing this, but it was all right. With the rotating incenses.
You didn't just get your son like an Uber to the hospital so you can go out and play?
No. Why would I do that? That makes no sense. But on our roundtable for the Go Snapshot, I was able to nail down during that time. I put an incense down and I nailed down a shiny Nincada.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I know you were hoping for that one.
And the spawns were fantastic. Dwebble was on my list of things to hunt because I still don't have a good one. No matter how many of them I hatch out of an egg, I still can't get something decent.
Are you really concerned with getting a good Dwebble, though?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with a good
I
Dwebble?
wanted a good Dwebble. A good Dwebble. That's what I wanted.
The way I look at it, man, pretty much any Pokemon, it's like I put them into three categories only. I've got 100%, I've got shit, and then I've got something that's good for PvP. Now, I know you do the same, but you want those PvP IVs, even if the Pokemon is not a relevant PvP Pokemon. You're just like, I just want the good IVs.
I will say that aside from the shiny Nincada, I was able to nail down a 100% PvP Great League Venomoth.
Okay, sort of.
Yeah, I wish it had the
That's
legacy
what I
move.
mean. It's like, well, you got to use some elite TMs, man.
Oh yeah, I do have that, don't I? That's a charged one, I think.
Well, end of season 2, you'll get your fest.
All right, that makes sense. But we had two times catch experience, which kind of wasn't that exciting unless you were not at 40. We had the Kricketot Spotlight Hour, which did not call to me at all.
Yeah.
I think I realized it with 10 minutes left. But again, I was preoccupied, so
right.
it wasn't really on my to-do list. And as far as today's raid day, I did not do that at all.
Well, I think like you said, you're a little tied up, man. So that makes a lot of sense.
I was just a little.
I did get a shiny Caterpie during the bug out event, which is really exciting.
Did he have a cowboy hat?
He did not have a cowboy hat, but
what?
in spirit, he had a cowboy hat.
Okay.
I got a shiny Mankey, which was not part of the event. I was today. I got a Wobbuffet, Shadow Wobbuffet that was 14, 15, 15. So I was able to purify that up to a hundo. Actually, no, the Wobbuffet was yesterday. Today I got a Shadow Execute that was 14, 15, 15 that I was able to purify up to a perfect. So now I have a perfect Execute that's nice. That's purified. And as for Zekrom Raid Hour today, I did do it. Had a big-ass group like we've had. Everyone was exceptionally aware of being socially distant. New Jersey has been fucked lately, especially the Jersey Shore. They kind of, the whole state hasn't reopened, so it's not like some of these other states in the country where they just kind of like, put their hands up in the air and said, fuck it, let's all party. But being down the shore here, the Jersey Shore, tons of bars, tons of kids, tons of, just stupid people living the shore life. It just like, they just totally fucked up. So the governor, who's had so much issue getting like the citizens on his side, said, you know what, we're not going to reopen the state. We're going to draw back a little bit because everyone's fucking up. So it's been a mess, but I was super proud of my raid group today because even though we had a big-ass group and we all played on foot because it was decently cool out, it was probably like 77, 78 degrees, something like that. It was really nice. Everyone was super aware. Bunch of people wearing masks. Those that didn't were like off, on their own. Everyone stayed separated. It was great. So that was really good. But we did, I think we ended up doing 13 during the hour. I had 5 run on me today. Like, what the fuck, man? These things are
5?
still running. Yes, they're still running on me, which pissed me off. But I did get a
RNG.
14, 15, 13 was my best one from today. So
okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I ended up. I'm not going to do any more Zekrom. I think I'm done. I'm going to wait for Kyurem. But I ended up doing 42 Zekrom. So I think that's sufficient. I did 40 Reshiram, 42 Zekrom. I'm okay with that, and we'll see how it goes. But
I probably did like 7 or 8 in total.
Hey man, it's if that's all you could do or that's all you need, then go for it. I've been taking advantage of the fact that the people have been out playing in my area, so we've been hooking it up the raid hours. We've been doing it.
Well, speaking of raids, this week coming up, we'll begin the ramp up to Go Fest, as well as we're getting Kyurem added to 5-star raids. He's our new raid boss. But we have tons of more things to prep for this week. We have both the 4th anniversary celebration, the Ho-Oh raid weekend, and the first Go Fest weekly challenge.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm pumped, man. I'm really excited for all this. The day this podcast comes out will be July 3rd when all of this kind of starts. The 4th anniversary, the weekly challenge, and the raid weekend. So by the time you hear this, there's a lot to fucking do. It's going to be a very busy weekend for trainers.
Yeah, my hype level is insane. So the 4th anniversary celebration runs from Friday, July 3rd to Wednesday, July 8th. And it brings us flying type Pokemon with party hats.
Yay!
Shiny Pidove. And the debut of Ducklett, which I am so ready for a new Pokemon.
No,
let me
Ducklett's
tell
awesome.
you.
Super cute.
We do get flying Pikachu. I did see the picture of it in the code, and it kind of was disappointing because it's
Really?
just the stand. It's just the standing one. If it was floating on its belly with the balloons, it would have more of a nostalgia feel.
You're too caught up in the TCG, man.
I am too caught up in the TCG because that's where this is coming from. Unless somebody at Pokemon was like, no, we need to tie balloons around his waist. That's what we need.
No,
Which doesn't make
sense. He needs
sense.
the harness like on the TCG. I feel you. I get you.
Yeah. So we're going to have snapshot surprises and the return of the Jumpstart research. If you've already completed it from last year, you won't be able to complete it this year.
Now, this has been a little bit of an item of contention because last year, in the Jumpstart research, there was a task that said something to the effect of catch a legendary Pokemon, which is a challenge for a lot of people. But last year, when the Jumpstart was out, you could get legendary Pokemon as your research breakthrough. So people were able to easily get legendaries because they were able to just do their 7-day research. Now, legendaries are not in research. So are they going to change that up a little bit? I don't know, because apparently it's supposed to be the same research, meaning if you did it last year, it's not going to trigger for you this year. So we'll have to keep an eye on that because I know that there's going to be serious freaking backlash if the catch a legendary Pokemon is in there and you can't get it in research because some people just can't raid because they don't have a raid crew. There's no gyms by them. They don't have passes, whatever the case may be. I know that if it's in there, people are going to fucking yell. We'll have to see.
All right. So get your rainbow wings ready because Ho-Oh will also be flying into 5-star raids. This is going to be a great way to keep raids exciting at the tail end of Zekrom's 3-week run.
Is it weird that I think Ho-Oh's cry should be like, ho, something like that? Like, ho,
oh, ho, oh. I don't know. Every time I try to type it in, because it's got that hyphen in there, right? I think that's what it is.
Yes.
But it's just like, I just want to type ho-oh and nothing happens. I have to get the hyphen in there. I'm like, come on. Even when I'm like searching for stuff where it's just super annoying.
I was surprised at Raid Hour today. We still had over 20 people, and it's like this is the 3rd Zekrom Raid Hour. Usually by now people are kind of tailing off of their excitement for a legendary, but people were still out in force today. I think we had 28 people today, which was pretty wild.
That is very wild, like a Caterpie on my radar. But finally, the Go Fest Weekly Challenge skill will be coming to our special research tab. Holla! I'm excited for this because
hell yeah.
This time research is going to have 3 parts. It's a global challenge to unlock additional Pokemon to be added to the encounter pool over the Go Fest weekend. So, long story short, get your ass out there and catch some Pokemon. Please do whatever the tasks are. Please.
I'm sure it's going to be easy. I'm sure they'll be easy.
Well, just a quick note that all trainers will see the unlocked Pokemon over the Go Fest weekend, but ticket holders will see them more frequently.
Right. And if you remember last week, we kind of talked about what Pokemon would be unlocked over the different weeks. So just check out the link in the description to Pokemon Go Live to see what you can unlock per team. And like Adam said, the spawns will be available to everyone, but if you have a ticket, you're just going to see them more frequently. You'll have that. They'll be added to the pool no matter what, but they'll be at an increased rate if you're a ticket holder.
So what Ken's saying is if you don't already have a GoFest ticket, buy one.
Just do it. What are you waiting for? No, I'm really excited for this. I thoroughly enjoyed the timed research for the throwback challenge. So I think this is
that was
be
a
really
lot of
cool.
fun. What else we got, Ken?
In addition to the 3 weeks of GoFest challenges, we've got some more stuff to do that Pokemon Go Live put out. Link in the description, of course. Larvitar is the July research breakthrough Pokemon. While I do think this is a much better choice than Trapinch and what we've seen, it's still a Community Day Pokemon. It's a Pokemon that's been out for a while. I know everyone loves Tyranitar, but this is definitely catering to newer players because Tyranitar is kind of like a Pokemon like Dragonite or Machamp, where if you're an experienced player and have been playing this game for a while, you probably have a fucking army of Tyranitar. It's just one of those Pokemon that people have a lot of, especially when it was with Community Day. So definitely catering to new players. I understand that. Much better than Trapinch, but still, in my opinion, could have been something fresh. I'm not sure why they're recycling Pokemon. It's like, I don't think that when it comes to something like Spotlight Hour or Community Day or the research breakthrough, that we have a shortage of Pokemon that we have to start repeating stuff. I just think that there's enough Pokemon out there that we could do something new. Don't know.
Even if they put the Ducklett, like instead of giving it to us in like this weekly challenge, just being like, that's in your research breakthrough, like the hype level would be like insane.
Yeah, that'd be much better actually.
Right?
Just two months in a row of previous Community Day Pokemon, without their Community Day moves, it's like, I don't know, kind of a weird choice in my opinion.
Well, Ken, they have charged in Elite TMs. Like, come on.
I know. All right, and while we weren't given an actual exit date for Zekrom, we can assume that it's going to be here leading directly up to the release of Kyurem, which is coming at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, July 7th. Now, oddly enough, they don't give us an exit date for Kyurem either. I guess they're trying not to hold themselves to a standard because of how everything is just kind of fucking up in the air right now. But they did say that while Kyurem is here, every Wednesday there will be a remote raid hour or a raid hour for it, 6 to 7 p.m. So I'd assume we're going to get 3 weeks of Kyurem. But, who knows if they're going to follow that same pattern as Reshiram and Zekrom. Okay, and then just like the other GoFest challenges, we're going to be covering the Spotlight Hours on their appropriate weeks, so the weeks leading up to them. But we do have our schedule for the entire month. We've got next Tuesday, July 7th, Taillow with 2 times Transfer Candy. The 14th, which is my birthday, Zubat with 2 times Evolve XP. The 21st is going to be Oddish, the weed Pokemon, with 2 times Catch Stardust. And the 28th will be Buizel with 2 times Catch XP. Adam, any of these that you're looking forward to? Any of them stand out to you at all?
I am very excited for Zubat because I don't have that shiny. And then Buizel because I definitely want to attempt to get 100% or a good PvP one.
Let's talk about this real quick. You said Kricketot didn't speak to you for, Spotlight Hour. Obviously, you had some shit going on anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call myself out here because last week I mentioned on the show how I felt I didn't like when shinies were particularly used as kind of bait for events, right? Because the shiny is typically what draws people to the event, and people base their success of the event or how good a time they had at the event on the number of shinies that they capture. Like, hey, how was your Community Day? Oh, I got 10 shinies. I got 12 shinies. I had a shitty day. I only got 3 shinies. I hate that that's the metric for did you have a good time? But let me tell you, Kricketot not being a shiny, I had very little interest in grinding this out for Kricketot because there was no shiny. And then I'm like halfway through it and I go, holy shit, I'm my own worst enemy right now. I was the one talking shit, saying that we shouldn't rely on shinies to be, the incentive to do events and this and that. And here I am. I'm like, fuck this event. It's not shiny. So I was like calling myself out. So Taillow, great, could be shiny. Zubat, great, could be shiny. Oddish, great, could be shiny. Buizel, it can't be shiny. It's like,
yeah, but I'm okay with that.
I don't know if I am.
We don't know if from now until the 28th that it won't become shiny.
But you got to think when they announced all of June's Spotlight Hours and Clefairy was on the list, they said up front Clefairy was going to be shiny. So we'll have to see. I think that the Transfer Candy is coming at a perfect time because people that are sitting on a bunch of Meltan or a bunch of legendaries that need to clean up their inventory for GoFest, this is a great time to do it. You have to sacrifice your ability to catch Taillow and Shiny Taillow, but, like I'm looking forward to transferring, 30 plus Reshiram and 30 plus Zekrom. The only shitty part is it's so freaking time consuming. So who knows if I'll even be able to get through all the Pokemon I want to transfer, because I still need the Taillow Shiny as well.
Yeah, I have about 100 spaces right now.
Oof.
I need to sit down and like have an adult conversation with myself about me holding on to Pokemon for no reason.
So I can get myself down to about 2,500, giving me 500 spots. I could deal with that. Now, this is how I was able to do that, and this is a pro tip I recommend everyone do. So normally when I transfer Pokemon, I'm looking at my storage sorted by recent, and I go through my recent Pokemon, check their IVs, and get rid of them. And I would be like, fuck, I only have 300 spaces. So what I ended up doing was, it was time consuming, but I put them in dex number order, and looking at them all together made it much easier for me to say, okay, I don't need 3 Bulbasaurs, or I don't need, 5 Litwick. But if I was looking at them...
But what about the costume ones? And then you have shinies?
Well, obviously, I'm doing a living dex thing, so obviously I keep all them, but when you look at them all together, it's easy to see what you have. But I was able to find like these one-off Pokemon here and there, like a random, like how do I have 4 Venonat? Because I was missing them by looking at them in the recent list because they were buried down, who knows where. So looking at it by number and seeing all the Pokemon together made it a lot easier for me to like get rid of shit. And when I was doing it from the recent view, I would maybe get down to about 300 Pokemon, 300 spaces. But doing it from the number view, I was able to get down to 2,500. So I was able to get rid of 500 total Pokemon. So I recommend that if you're having, trouble with space management, try that. I probably can get rid of another 100 shinies.
Let me quickly add to that. If you hit the number again and start from the bottom and go work your way back, at least you can be like, wow, I hatched like 17 Galarian Zigzagoons, like, and they're all terrible except for this one.
Yeah.
Keep 3, get rid of the rest so you have the living dex. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there should be a lot smaller numbers for each of those Pokemon because a lot of the Pokemon are just released, or they like Zekrom and Reshiram, like they just released those, so those will all be in that recent category.
I still don't have a fucking Galarian Darumaka. I'm so mad. Fucking so
For real?
Mad. Yeah, man. And it's like, granted, I haven't been hatching a shit ton of eggs, but I have been hatching. So it's like, I hate the fucking egg grind, dude, with a passion. I've really, it's getting to me.
Listen, nothing brings me more joy than spending, like $5 and upping my coins to be able to purchase, the adventure bag, and then putting all my eggs in one basket, putting my earphones in, and going for a run, and then coming home, opening the app, and then just watching all of them hatch.
But aren't they all shit though?
That's not the reason I do it.
That's where I have a problem, man. I've got 9 fucking 5K eggs right now, and it's killing me because I don't want to use super incubators on them.
Use the super incubators.
No,
just use it.
No, I can't.
Just do it, Ken.
I can't. I'm saving it for GoFest.
If I was in your house right now with you, and you fall asleep, I am unlocking your phone, and I am putting them all in super incubators.
I'd be like, why? No.
I'm your worst nightmare.
I honestly, I probably should do that. I mean, I usually do that before a big event or before an egg event or something. So before GoFest, I'm going to purge all that shit. I'll end up doing it, but shit, man, I'm just not into the eggs. But I'm looking forward to. I don't have a shiny Taillow. I don't have a shiny Zubat. I need one more shiny Oddish. So I'm looking forward to this. I think this is going to be good.
Yeah, I'm going hard with Zubat. I'm definitely going hard with Zubat.
But don't forget that somewhere in July is also going to be Ghastly Community Day. So I don't know where are they going to put this? Like, if we let me pull up
probably
the calendar.
not on a Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Well, I know
I'm just saying.
So the final weekend of the month is GoFest, 25th, 26th. They're going to have to do it on, I'd imagine, either the 18th or the 19th. That probably makes the most sense, because if they do it on the 11th or 12th, that's next fucking week. That's not enough time. So I'd imagine it's going to have to be the 18th or 19th, but just stay tuned to our social channels, and we'll make sure we blast it out once it comes out. Subscribe to our Google Calendar so you can stay up with all that. But there's a lot going on in July, man. There's a lot of shit going on. So I'm really excited for the GoFest challenges, though. I look forward to taking part in that.
Well, there's a lot of shit going on.
Yep.
Including some shit going on with Team Go Rocket.
I'm so hyped for this.
Professor Willow shared a report with Niantic bloggers who posted it on PokemonGoLive.com. Along with the report itself are 2 pieces of torn paper with what looks like an instruction manual for Team Go Rocket Balloon in a box, and a diagram of how to capture a Pokemon with a net.
This is cool because this is like straight out of the anime.
Tiny.
Yeah, it's super fun.
And here's what the report states, which is titled Moonlit Scraps and is dated June 30th, 2020. Blanche had left recently to do some research on sun and moon related Pokemon that were appearing during the solstice. Upon returning from a research excursion to study Clefairy, Blanche carefully placed scraps of paper on my desk. Something's up, Blanche muttered, looking at the R logo on the paper. I knew that whatever it wasn't good. Blanche brought up the dark object that trainers noticed in the background of a recent Clefairy image. Surmising that these might somehow be related, the Team Mystic leader also mentioned that in this area where this image was taken, they saw some Team Go Rocket grunts who are acting more suspicious than usual. This will require further investigation.
All right, tinfoil hat time. This is fun. This is a lot of fun now. Okay, the images.
Reading that was fun.
They were just 2 like fucking hand-drawn little stupid cartoons of. It reminded me of like Roadrunner and like Wile E. Coyote like buying something from like Acme Supply Company of like some dumb way to trap the Roadrunner. Like here's the box, here's the balloon. Here's an arrow saying throw the net down to capture Pikachu. So we don't know what the fuck is going on here with the balloon. I think what the internet believes to be true. So if it's on the internet, it has to be true. But the tinfoil hat theory that I like is that the balloon will fly around the map. So we'll see it on the overworld map, and we'll have a way of interacting with it some way, somehow in the map. Now, we'll talk about it in a minute, but Pokeminers found some information regarding the balloon in their latest data mine that shows like that it will have a shadow. So even if you're not looking up at the sky, you'll be able to see that there's a balloon floating above you. The fact that there's a net in this image, how crazy would it be? Again, serious fucking tinfoil hat. You go up against Team Go Rocket as part of this balloon encounter, and if you lose to them, even if it's temporary, they capture one of your Pokemon. How crazy would that be?
That'd be fucking nuts.
Right? Because if they're showing a net in the image, that kind of means like your Pokemon could be captured. Even if you can get it back, like that would be a cool dynamic.
What if they tie this into the buddy system, so you have to have your buddy on screen, so they try to capture your buddy?
Ooh. Good call. Good call.
Oh, I know. I'm full of them. I'm full of the good calls.
That's really cool. I just think that this is going to be an exciting element that can further develop the Team Go Rocket narrative. I hope that they continue to push this, and again, total tinfoil hat. Maybe this is the surprise of the second day of GoFest, because remember they said that they're keeping it a surprise. Maybe this balloon encounter stuff is the second day of GoFest. We'll have to see. Let us know what you think the balloon is going to be all about. What do you think the second day of GoFest is going to be all about? Do you think that this is connected?
Shiny Mew.
It's not Shiny Mew, Adam. It's not.
If it's not Shiny Mew, I'm quitting the game.
All right, well, start playing fucking Catan World Explorers then, because
No, I'm gonna go back to Draconius Go.
It's not.
I heard that's
Shiny
popping.
Mew. It is popping. I'm sure your stuff is still in their stuff. God, fucking game.
Yeah, no, Draconius Go.
No.
2021.
No, I'm really excited about this. I think that, you know, it's just going to be a new loop, something new to do in the game, like on a consistent basis. I think that, you know, I've started enjoying Team Go Rocket, you know, grunts, that whole grind way more than I did when it first came out. So I look forward to this stuff. So I just think it would be really exciting if this has something to do with the ability to get your Pokemon captured, maybe your buddy. That'd be really cool. But what the fuck is Jesse and James? We saw them in the code, then they were pulled. So is the balloon going to have to do with Jesse and James? Is that still happening? Like, are they coming, or is that off the table? I don't know. I would love
It'd be cool
to see
if we saw, you know, Shadow Arbok, Shadow Weezing, Shadow Meowth, Shadow Wobbuffet,
like
Shadow
from the anime,
Victory
like,
Bell. Yeah. Just the callbacks, you know,
yeah,
nostalgic feel.
But if they're not being trained by Jesse and James, you know what I mean? Then it's like, if it's just some fucking grunt that has a Shadow Arbok, it's like, yeah, that's cool. It's Shadow Arbok, but it's not, you know, Jesse's Arbok. You know what I mean?
Maybe, it's either Jesse or James or a grunt, and if it's a grunt, it's just kind of like random. One of the simple starters from like a Pokestop.
I don't know. Put on a tinfoil hat, everyone. Let us know what you think. What could this possibly mean? What could these scraps of paper mean? I'd assume that we're going to get more of these Willow reports over time as we get closer to GoFest. But, you know, my tinfoil hat theory is this will be day 2.
I seriously think that they could work off of, like, you know, Meowth jumps down, and Meowth is the Pokemon that you have to battle, and like there's some narrative there, or, you know, or it's Jesse or it's James, and then when you beat all 3, you complete, you know, whatever, but like there's a chance that you get one of those 3, but those are rare, kind of like Giovanni. I don't know. I'm crazy.
I just want voice acted Jesse and James. Give me. Woo-hoo. All right, Adam, I think we could take a quick break now. That was a lot of information.
Yeah, I need to stretch. I'm like...
No, July is going to be fucking awesome.
Up on this mic.
It's going to keep everybody busy, for sure. Whether you have a GoFest ticket or not, GoFest is only 2 days of the month, and there's shit going on the entire month. So, I mean, if you're not interested in GoFest, I'd imagine that the only reason you may not be interested is you got something going on that weekend, or, you know, $15 discretionary income isn't in the cards. I get it. But if not, there's still a lot of stuff you could do free to play for the rest of the month. I think that makes this month super, super fucking exciting. I'm really pumped to get through these events, especially this next week with the GoFest challenge. I'm really, really excited for that. But Adam, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about this Niantic blog post that kind of has not only the tech world really excited, but Pokemon Go players and Niantic fans at large. So you ready to take a little break?
Let's do it.
All right, everyone. We'll be back right after this.
I'm waiting to come back, but Ken needs to come back too.
And we're back.
Oh,
that was a long one. That was a long one. Sorry.
Long one.
I had to get that out of my system.
Giggity.
Little bit. It was long. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. And I want to give a huge shout-out to our show supporter tier patrons, Ace Trainers, Alex, Andrew, Brian, Brittany, Chad, Dim Gearsby Bangin', G Stacks 87, Go Ranger Matt, Griggle 788, Harry, James, Jason, J Mackle, Jolt Switch, Lynchbot, Matt, Matthew, Monica, M Pitts, Paul, Peter, Pokénabbot, Purple Pancake, Sam, Smeatwad, The Noise, The Lousy Jedi, Woodwoos Wolf, Shiny Carol, Garrett, Miles, Saint Shuckle, and SKT. Also, huge shout out to Chris for upping his patronage this week from the Discord tier to the podcast supporter tier, and an extra special shout out to Jamal for upping his patronage from the show supporter tier up to our new tier, the $10 gym trainer tier. Jamal, thank you for being our first gym trainer tier
thank you.
patron. We really appreciate that. It means a ton. And as per usual, huge shout out to our executive producer, Paul Bott. But if Patreon isn't your thing, there's still a couple other ways you could help us out. You can, if you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you're listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. And thank you to everyone on YouTube. We just hit 800 subscribers. We're on our way to 1,000. We're really pushing to get to 1,000 subs because there's some cool stuff that we could do as a creator once you get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So, even if you're not a YouTube, consumer, if you have an account, we'd appreciate it if you just check us out, toss us a sub, and continue on your day. All right, Adam, why don't you run us through a couple bits of miscellaneous news?
All right, so remote raid invites have been delayed.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. It sucks, but just understand that they're doing it for a reason, and when they get back, we actually get them, they'll work perfectly. Because they're spread thin right now.
Bold words, Adam. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Listen, I would rather them take their time and get it right than just push something to push it.
100%. I'm with you.
Imagine the amount of raid passes that you'd be like, oh, I wasted 100 raid passes and I didn't get any of my catches.
Well, let's just hope that we don't have the delay for remote raid invites, and then they come out and they're still broken. So let's just hope that during this extra time.
And I have faith.
No, dude. With any of
they're
this
working
shit,
their butts off,
especially now because of the pandemic and the fact that Niantic hasn't even been in their fucking office in fucking 5 months or whatever. I'm cautiously optimistic about everything. I'm going to remain optimistic.
GoFest is coming,
but they're dealing with a lot of shit. I completely understand. It's a live service game, fucking 24/7 game. People are fucking doing shit on their home laptop, with their fucking, shitty Comcast service at home. Like, I get it, but I'm with you 100%. I'd rather them take their time and get it right than release it prematurely and have it break.
Exactly. And then the 0.179.2 APK was forced, and the Pokemon miners have found some cool stuff inside when they did the deep dive. Really quick, data mining is not approved by Niantic. This info can change at any time, and the mining itself is in violation of the terms of service. This is what they found. New clothing and pose. Pokeminers are calling it Blue's pose and Green's clothing.
That's kind of... Yeah, I don't think that those terms were anywhere in the code. I think that's just kind of their terms, not Niantic's.
Yeah, makes sense. There's a new attack, Fly. Was found in the code a while ago, but now it has details. Flying Pikachu male and female models were added. New souvenirs, so confetti and Pikachu visor.
What's exciting about Fly is Pikachu will get it. The flying Pikachu will get it. So...
Which is amazing.
Yeah, the stats are in there, and I think it does something like, has like an 80 power or something like that. It's going to be a very good move. So it has great stats, and the fact that Flying Pikachu will get it will give a little bit more kind of credibility to the fact that it is a Flying Pikachu. So
yes.
I like
just
that
like when Pikachu for the first community day got Surf.
Exactly. Surfachu.
Which those are hard to get rid of. Those are the one thing in my box that, like, it's really hard to get rid of those. I'll never use them, but it's hard to get rid of them.
Dude, the amount of fucking space I have on Hat, Pikachu, Pichus, and fucking Raichus is crushing my inventory. Sucks.
Crushing. It's debilitating. It's like I have hundreds upon hundreds.
Debilitating.
And it's like, well, I have one that's shiny. I have one that's male, one that's female, one that's 100%, one that's that has the glasses, one that has this hat, one that has that costume, one that has this hat. Oh, this hat, but it's from last year, so it has sentimental value because it was the first when they were more rare, and now they're not as rare. It's just Pikachu's. Come on, I don't need any more at all. Stop it with the
me neither.
Pikachus.
All right, let's check in really quick with Professor Willow.
I'm Wolfie with Gaming Together Media, and this is Willow's Almanac.
All right, I'm going to run through the calendar really quick here. We have Wednesday, July 1st, Larvatars and Research Breakthroughs. Friday, July 3rd, GoFest Weekend Challenge for Skill begins, as well as the 4th Anniversary Challenge, the Ho-Oh Special Raid Weekend. On Monday, the 6th, GBL changes over to Master League and the Premier Cup. That's much more exciting than Ultra League. I know people are ready to move on already from Ultra, so we'll have to get away from that. Tuesday, the 7th, Kyurem comes to 5-star raids and Taillow Spotlight Hour. And then following Wednesday, the 8th, Kyurem Raid Hour. So this next week is going to be hella fucking busy. So I'm really looking forward to it. But important news of the week, not necessarily Pokemon Go focused, but Niantic focused. And I think there's a lot of really, really exciting stuff that was in this blog post. So let's talk about it here for a second. So this was on NianticLabs.com. They shared information of a new partnership and their future. And this partnership is with Punchdrunk International. Now, Punchdrunk International is a UK-based production company that has developed multiple projects, but two of them are kind of standouts for Niantic's intents and purposes, or at least for the intents and purposes of this show. The first was called Believe Your Eyes. This was a 4D VR experience that was commissioned by Samsung, and it blended VR and theater. And this was kind of like showcased around the world. It was running at the Samsung 837 space in New York City that both Adam and I have been to for community days. Really, really exciting stuff. Can't see too much of it online because it was kind of this private commission thing from Samsung. Then there was something called Sleep No More. And this is really, really exciting to me. And I remember hearing about this as it was running in New York City for a while. So Sleep No More is an interactive and immersive theater experience. It's not VR, but it takes the story of Macbeth, Shakespeare's Macbeth, and it twists it really fucking dark and kind of tells the story in a way where the audience becomes part of the show, where they're completely immersed and things are happening around them. It's just, the videos online and the reviews that I've read have been phenomenal. And this is a show that's been running for a couple years. It's running in Shanghai right now. So what does this mean for Niantic, right? And we may have some hints based on the next section of the blog post. And I'm going to read it directly from the blog post here. It says, quote, "Recently, we've asked ourselves, what if we were the lead characters in an epic adventure movie? Our new collaboration with Punchdrunk might be the answer. As we experiment with new forms of gaming on mobile and AR glasses, we are pushing notions of real-world gaming forward. Currently, we have more than 10 new games in development, including prototypes for AR wearables, each with unique and innovative gameplay centered around outdoor exploration, movement, and social interaction. Together, we are developing multiple projects that will reinvent storytelling for a 21st century audience and further expand the horizon of interactive entertainment," end quote. Boom.
Can I be part of the beta test or
Okay.
the alpha test?
We've
My
been
hand's
talking
raised.
about fucking wearables forever. Especially, I think it might have even been like CES 2 years ago when John Hanke was talking about wearables. And then about a year ago...
Yeah, you just want the implant.
Well, yeah, give me the implants for sure. I'll make me a fucking cyborg. I don't care. But I think it was like a year ago when Niantic was talking about them partnering with Qualcomm to do some kind of wearable. So this might be the result of that. But wearables, especially AR-style wearables that are pass-through, meaning you can wear them like glasses, you see through them, so they're not obstructing your vision. It's not a VR goggle where when you put the VR goggles on, you don't see the world around you, you're shut in. AR glasses, like the HoloLens or Google Glass or Snapchat spectacles, those things, you can see through them. So the ability to interact with your environment is still there, and your hands are free. And what this means is, with your hands, you could potentially interact with environmental assets in AR. So you walk up to a tree, there's an apple on the tree in AR, and you can interact with that using your hand. Game changer.
And add it to your inventory. That would be fucking amazing.
Who knows? Who knows what this could be? But just from this blog post so far, they say 10 new games in development, including prototypes for AR wearables. So the prototypes might be...
That's 10. If you use all of your fingers...
That's all of them.
That's all of them.
So
if you use all your toes...
So long as you have all 10
those.
fingers. No shade on those who don't have 10 fingers.
Yeah, and if you only have one hand and one foot, then that 5 fingers, 5 toes, just count them. That's how many games they have. That's a lot of games.
Hold up your one hand in front of a mirror and you'll see 10 fingers.
Boom.
Look, let's say that 5 of these are just these prototypes, which might be like tech demos, whatever. That means that there could be 5 games in development? I mean, fuck, they're saying they have 10 full games in development. What? They already have Ingress. They already have Pokemon GO. They already have Harry Potter. Ingress is their proprietary IP. So let's take that out of the equation. Niantic is working with Pokemon, the number one entertainment media franchise in the world. And Harry Potter, massive with WB. Let's just put a tinfoil hat on for a second. Actually, you know what? Let me continue on the blog, and then I want to put on tinfoil hat. Yeah, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Okay. I'm so fucking fired up about this.
I know. I can feel it.
Niantic goes on to announce a game that was kind of soft announced a few weeks ago because the landing page for the game went live. It was Catan World Explorers. This is going to be the next game that's going to be powered by the Niantic Real World platform. It's developed with Asmodee. Asmodee is a French developer that owns the rights to Catan. Catan is a board game, used to be called Settlers of Catan. It's had many, many expansions and iterations, came out in 1995. It sold more than 22 million copies. For a board game, that's fucking insane. Now, Asmodee is a massive company. It's developed many games. They also have the rights to release the French version of the Pokemon TCG, so they do have a connection to Pokemon. Now, Asmodee was sold to an equity firm, PAI Partners, in 2018 for $1.4 billion with a B.
Billion?
So we're talking about seriously big business here. Seriously big fucking business here. So that kind of, and this is thanks to, mainly to do with the success of Catan. Now, tinfoil hat time. We're going to get into Catan later, another show, whatever. Let's move that out of the way. I think it's going to be massive globally, but let's move that out of the way for now. What about the other 9 games that Niantic has in development? Adam, what would be your wish list of franchises? Again, not new IPs, not proprietary IPs that they develop. If there's an existing franchise out there, similar to Harry Potter, similar to Pokemon, big name franchises, what would you
Gumby.
like to... Come on.
What? Street Sharks.
What the fuck is Street Sharks?
What? You don't know what Street Sharks is?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I'm old, dude. I was probably...
Yeah, but you should... I feel like you should know that.
I've never heard Street Sharks.
That's right up your alley.
What the fuck
Biker Mice from Mars?
What?
Oh my goodness.
What do you mean? Tell me. Seriously, though.
Hopefully, Mega Man. Mega Man. That's what I want. Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Anything, any capacity. But if they did Mega Man NT Warrior, that makes sense. That would make sense to put it in the AR virtual world, because in the show, or in the story, is you have a PET, your personal terminal. There's battle chips that you can acquire. So you spin a stop, you get a special move, and then your personal NetNavi, your personalized character, basically battles, and you can battle each other. You can.
All right. Well,
in the show,
look,
everything's electronic.
So this is based on a
plug
cartoon.
into the remote. Yeah.
All right, so I'm obviously I know Mega Man, right? But I've never gotten into the franchise too much. I've never watched the cartoons.
Oh, it's my favorite
I know
thing.
people are really excited about like a potential remake for Mega Man Battle Network, which was like a different style Mega Man game. But you're saying
that's what I was just talking about.
Oh, so wait, no, you called it something different.
NT Warrior.
Well, I said
Yeah.
Battle Network, and you're like that. Oh, okay, so that's the same. That's one and the same.
That's the exact same. Yep.
Well, shit. Well, I didn't know that. But hey, that's a huge franchise. That's a good call. I did not even put that in the scope of what I thought.
But I swear to God that if they did this, like, I would be 120% in, because I've been a fan of Mega Man forever. And just the fact that like the whole game or the whole like story is they take their phone and they plug it into like a microwave to take on a boss or to, help it, because everything's connected to the internet and there's viruses on the internet. And so you just take down those viruses by plugging into, said
What?
object.
All right, I gotta look
So they
into
could
this.
work,
I gotta
they
look
could
into
work
this.
that AR into being like, oh, I see a refrigerator. You can jack in, like you just have to get close to it, and then
Giggity.
you go on the internet, boom, you battle. I really see that being a possibility.
Wow, I wasn't even thinking that at all. I'm
all
like,
excited.
My brain went to like, yo, what if they work with Star Wars? Can you imagine? Or Lord of the Rings? Like I'm talking about like franchises that I'm into. Like that would be amazing. Or how about this? What about something with sports? Like working with like the NBA or the football or baseball. I don't know. The power that Niantic has franchise-wise with working with Pokemon, working with Harry Potter,
infinite.
I think that they have that draw and that ability to attract other big franchises. So this is a massively awesome tinfoil hat moment. Let us know what franchises you would like to see Niantic work with, and if you're interested in checking out Catan World Explorers. Have you ever played? I mean, I played the shit out of Catan, the tabletop game, the board game. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really, really, really excited.
I don't know if I've played it. It sounds familiar.
No, you've definitely seen it because
it's definitely something I've heard of.
Yeah, I mean, Toys R Us would sell it, but like, stores like Barnes and Noble and stuff like that, they have every fucking expansion of Catan like on the shelves at Barnes and Noble. So it's everywhere. It's a huge game. But man, Mega Man sounds fun too now. Shit. Oh
yes.
Man, I don't know. No,
I kid you not. Like that, it's so much fun.
I would love to see. I would love.
I
to
am
see
dying
Star Wars.
to play my GameCube, but I don't have the power adapter.
What?
Like, yeah, like it's just
eBay
something
that
so
shit.
random.
Damn.
I need it, and it's like I just want to play the GameCube game.
No, and I'm really fired up for wearables.
Yes, yes.
Like HoloLens was amazing. We just had our Discord patron Zoom call right before we recorded this, and we were talking about this article. I love those Zoom calls. It gives us great ideas for the show because we talk with the community and everything. And I pulled up the 2015 E3 video of Microsoft's demonstration of the HoloLens on stage with Minecraft. And they were showing how wearable technology like the HoloLens could change the way we interact and play games by using AR. Now, I actually wore the HoloLens. I was at an event, it had to be 2016 or something like that. Where the fuck was I? I don't remember where I was. Some electronics show. And I wore the HoloLens, and they didn't have like a game set up, but they did have AR data. Like it was more like I was looking at files in a computer, like a desktop. And what was shitty about it was the field of view was exceptionally, exceptionally narrow, meaning I had to be looking straight on, specifically at one angle, and if I turned my head or moved my eyes outside of that narrow plane of view, I would lose the AR. It would disappear. So I think that there was a long way that the technology needed to come for it would be to be popular with the mass market, because it would need to work better. Then they have the cost restriction. The HoloLens, the kits were like fucking $1,500. It's like, who the fuck's going to pay for that for, this experimental tech that doesn't really do shit? So I would think they're going to have to get a wearable. Like, what do you think is an acceptable price point for them to say, hey, here's the Niantic glasses, and you can interact.
And if it works with all of their games,
right,
or they have support for all of their games, or they say that it will be supported for future games.
What's your price point?
I'd say 150 to 200.
Yeah,
so, like max.
I was thinking 199,
and I'd be okay with that.
And that seems hella fucking cheap, because you look at something like an Oculus, right, which is still going to be significantly more than that, but that's a platform. That's not an accessory to a platform. So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
And I mean, I've tried the actual like Google Glass where like you can like touch the rim or whatever and like go scroll the internet, but like I don't think that's anywhere near what AR can be.
Right. Well, that's kind of the experience that I had when I was wearing the HoloLens. But shit, man, if they could get this thing to $200, it's going to be again, let's hear it, folks. What is your acceptable price point? Like that, I think that's a great topic because we're so early in this stage. It'd be funny to archive what people think and say, hey, I'd pay.
Yeah, do it. Do a poke the bear.
Yeah, I'd pay $199 or I'd pay $249, and then down the road the glasses come out and they're fucking $599 or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man.
I mean, we've been talking about glasses for a long time. Hanky said it a couple years ago. I call him Hanky, is my boy. He's like, Hanky said it a couple years ago, like, wearables are the future. I firmly agree 100% because, man, freeing up our hands, it's going to be a fucking game changer. A fucking game changer. Like, what if you could wear a ring, right? A ring that's detectable by the glasses that you can then use to like simulate the Pokeball because it sees your hand. Something like that. I don't know, man.
Or when you're looking at the ring, it recognizes it as that's like you're gonna catch a Pokemon. So
I don't know, dude. I'm so hyped, man. I'm so hyped. I think just the future is fucking here. It's coming.
The future is now.
But
as Go would say,
I'll link to it in the description. Make sure you check this out. Check out Settlers. Check out Catan World Explorers as well, because I think that this has the potential to be another massive fucking game for Niantic because, one, it's a global franchise. Catan has been around the world for a long time, and, we just saw the release of Pokemon Battle Academy, which is the Pokemon TCG, but guised as a board game. So Pokemon proper is going after the board game and tabletop scene. It would be very interesting if Niantic follows suit. Now they're going after Catan, which is the board game. I just think that crossover has serious financial, potential for Niantic, and it's very exciting. Very, very exciting. So let us know what you think of this. Would you be interested in wearing a wearable? Some people may just be completely turned off by that and say, I'm never going to put this fucking shit on. People may already wear glasses and be like, how is this going to work if I already have glasses? Who knows? The HoloLens that they displayed at E3 went over your actual eyeglasses, so you could still wear regular eyeglasses. So we'll have to see. But I'm very, very excited, man. I think that it's cool to be associated with a company and a game that's on this bleeding edge of tech. It's just cool to be here at the ground floor. I'm very, very fucking excited. But Adam, I think we did it, man. I think that's a show.
That's a show. I mean,
man.
We didn't talk about Kyurem, but that's okay.
Yeah, no,
we got next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I'm sure we're gonna have a couple weeks of Kyurem. I don't even think that G2G had put together their raid guide and battle party stuff. Or again, we're a little early. It's the July 1st today. Kyurem's not coming till the 7th, so it'll be here next week. So we'll do a raid guide for it next week, and we'll be a little bit more prepared. And then we'll talk about week 2 of the Go Fest challenge. We'll talk about the Zubat Spotlight Hour. We've got more stuff coming every single week leading up to Go Fest. I'm really freaking excited. A couple more things. We did our AR snapshot Roundtable, the Go Snapshot Roundtable. That is up on YouTube and on podcast services right now. Please check that out. We had our last Creator Series podcast with JT Valor. That's available now. Make sure you check that out. All right, so we've got trainer tips coming on the show. Very excited to announce that. Pope Dave coming back on the show. We have G2G.media coming on the show. We've got Awesome Adam coming on the show. A lot of cool shit happening. A lot of people that are, Mystic 7's going to come back on the show. So it's really excited to bring people back on this summer. I'm really looking forward to it. The Creator Series has been doing really, really fun and great things for us. So definitely check that out. And then also next Friday, July 10th, we're doing a Go Stadium Roundtable. And this is going to be a really fun collaboration. We're going to have a shit ton of Go Stadium staffers on the show. It's going to be hosted on the Go Stadium Twitch channel, and then we're going to be releasing it as a VOD on our YouTube channel and podcast services. So we're doing a nice little collab here, and it's going to be a lot of fun to get John and AJ and a bunch of the coaches. I'm sure we'll have House Stark and the Arrow and Toshi and Caleb and all that stuff. I'm just really looking forward to it, Miss Mystic. I cannot wait to have that crew together. They're a lot of fun to hang out with. So a lot of stuff cooking. Please stay tuned to luredup.com so you can keep track of all the shit that we have going on. PokemonProfessor.com for everything that we have going on in the show. But everyone else, that's a show. Thank you so much. Like I said, check out luredup.com. Adam, I think that's a wrap, B.
That is a wrap, B.
Keep training trainers. We'll see you all next week.